So George, Corey Davis, DJ Reed, Michael Clemens won't be at practice today. Hopefully get them back tomorrow. LaMarcus is these guys will be limited. It's LaMarcus Joyner, vet day. He's dealing with a hip, but it's more veteran related. Dwayne Brown going through his normal procedure. And Ashton Davis he'll be back limited. And then Max Mitchell is going on NFI, so he'll be out for the year. I'm not going to get into details on what that is right now.
Is NFI, is that automatically out for the year, or is it?
I don't know the rules on that one. I just know he's out for the year.
Is that an injury?
Not football related. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics right now because there's still a lot of things that we're trying to sort out. So, and for him too.
So you lost Cedric. I'm just trying to do the math in my head. Where are you at with tackles right now?
Remmers will be the backup to George Fan. He's the swing tackle to George and Dwayne. And then we bring up. We'll make the corresponding moves later in the week.
Did you mention Michael Carter?
Yeah, he's back full today.
Robert, when you look at the Bills, I mean, you didn't see them that long ago. Any differences in the team over the last month or so?
No, they're loaded. Again, very well coached. There's a lot of the same principles. Obviously, tendencies have changed here and there, but still, who they are and what they identify as is still clear on tape.
Josh had his worst game against you guys, I think. What were you able to do, and how hard is it to duplicate that against someone like him?
Really hard to duplicate. Hard to do once against someone like him. It's sometimes the ball bounces your way. You guys know the drill. They're super talented. I'm sure there's a couple of plays that they look at where they wish they had it back, but I thought our guys played a relentless style of football, and it went all the way down to the wire, and we took advantage of opportunities when we got them. But they're fully healthy in all three phases, and so it's going to be a dogfight. So.
This is part of the chess match at coaching, but can you even replicate it, or do you have to do? He's going to be ready for what you were doing, exactly what you did, so you have to throw new wrinkles.
No, I mean anything's possible, right? But it's this team. They're so well coached, and again they're coming off 10 days rest, and they get a home game, and I'm sure they've studied some of their tendencies, so they're going to flip the script on some things, and so we just we got to. Playing a team like Buffalo, when you play a quarterback like Josh, there's a relentlessness that you have to play with regards to the play and rhythm, and then the playoff schedule. And so you're not just defending a 3-second play; you're defending 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds, and just being relentless and rushing coverage and all the different things that we talk about. That's really the key for this team.
Robert, when you were in San Francisco, you were kind of involved in a pretty bitter divisional battle and really tough games with LA, the Rams, and McVay. Do you see this developing to that kind of rivalry where it's just two good teams going at it twice a year, every year?
You'd like to be. I mean, we have to step up to their. They've been there for a minute, but that West when we were there. I mean, Seattle was involved there too, and so in this division, I feel like we have the best division in football by far. New England, like I've always said, they're not going anywhere. Buffalo and Miami are so talented and very well coached, and so it's a tough division. Every game I just feel is an absolute war. It has its own flavor, and it's a team like Buffalo. They're going to be good for a very, very long time. One, because of the coaching they have. Two, obviously the quarterback. So it's hopefully it can be a war for a long time.
Robert, with the red zone issues, how do you guys attack that? Does that mean more practice reps? Is it a self-scout?
Well, you try to. Sorry to cut you off, but you try to keep it. Just tell the truth, and at the bye week we were 13th in the NFL in red zone, which isn't you're always striving to be top 5 and all that stuff, but it wasn't a problem. It's unfortunately with red zone there's so few opportunities from week to week that it's the most volatile stat in terms of just one bad game can just derail all your statistical rankings. So you got to stick to your fundamentals, stick to your process, stick to your practice habits. Can you practice it more? Sure, but but it was close. We were close to having a 4-6 day. You know, you can look at it the other way, but it didn't work out. And you got to give that team credit too. Minnesota did a really nice job in the red zone, but I don't think it's something to hit the panic button on yet.
When you practice, I mean, you mentioned it there, like, do you plan on spending more time this week on the red zone?
We'll have our normal planning, and if it's like I said, we're not because the more you practice one area, the less you can practice on the other stuff, and there's a lot of different phases of football, and you know, we already. I'd argue that we probably already practice red zone more than anyone in football in terms of the amount of walkthroughs and the amount of live practice reps we have during the course of the week. And it's not to justify anything. It's just being with different organizations. But I don't think it's time to hit the panic button yet. You know, you just got to stick to your process, believe in what you're doing, and tell the truth that what you're seeing was how come we didn't have success. And be honest with those answers and find ways to fix them within the process that we attack every week.
But what about third down conversions? Because that does seem like it has been a problem, like consistently throughout the year.
Third down?
Yes.
Yeah, that for sure is obviously it's got to be better. Third down is always I mean, it's the money down, but it's got to get better for sure.
We talk a lot about how deep you guys are in the defensive line. I'm curious, what's the personality of the room? Like, how do you describe those guys? Because you have like 11 guys that probably play for other teams, and it doesn't seem like anybody complains in there either.
No, we said that in the training camp. Felt like we had a bunch of 53-man roster players. I always feel like to be a good D lineman in this league, you have to toe the line of nutty, and so it's a great group of guys, great character guys. They're relentless, selfless. They're awesome to be around. It's a really good group.
On Mike, last year against Buffalo, so much was made about what happened. He said it himself. He tried to play hero ball, get everything back. Did you see growth from him, especially last game? Not saying defense, but down 20-3. It seemed like he was a lot more poised than he was against Buffalo.
Yeah, the entire offense in general, for sure. They did a really good job because he still took what the defense kept giving him, and when the defense presented the opportunity to push the ball downfield, he pushed it. When it wasn't there, he took the checkdowns, and then obviously the last play of the game, he had to force it to the end zone based on the time, and it was picked off. But really thought he played a really good game. Started out a little slow, obviously, in the first half, but I thought just the entire team, including him, just had an outstanding second half, and you know, but a lot of things that we can grow off of.
Robert, with Mike in that second half, I mean, he was making some throws where it wasn't necessarily about just attacking the second level and making big, you know, basically attacking down the field to open guys. I mean, he was almost, it seemed like, creating windows or really fitting them into tight spots. Did he teach you anything about what he's capable of, or is that stuff that you've seen in practice?
I feel like we've seen that in practice. And, you know, like he works against our defense and show team, you know, being when he was the third, that's basically your role, and threading needles and testing his arm and just letting it rip. And so we feel like he's shown us that plenty over the last couple of years. And it was just really cool for him to get to show that in the game. Thought he did it some against Chicago. We talked about how in Cincinnati last year, it was just that's all they were giving him was check down, so there was no reason to push the ball downfield. But he has the ability to do both, and he has the arm strength to make every throw on the field. And so it's good for him to have that success, but it's also good for him to know and to make the sound decision of when to push it versus when not to. So that's what was really good about that, where even though we were behind 3 scores at one point, he was still taking what the defense gave and pushing it when he had to.
What were you thinking when you were watching the tape for the first time and you saw the fourth down pass to Corey, and especially coming after the play where he got defensive line?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was an outstanding. Corey, outstanding to kind of slow down and position his body in a way that he did to be able to get the ball in there, but to, excuse my language, but to have the balls to just rip that thing the way he did, it was pretty cool.
Couple more. Robert, with Sauce and Garrett, obviously teams are always excited about their picks, especially that high. But could you ever imagine that they would be able to hit the ground running like they have this season? It just doesn't seem like there's let up from them at all.
For sure, there's with anytime you draft a rookie, you know, like selfishly as an organization, we think we always make the right pick. So you always think they're going to be. You drafted 7 Pro Bowlers or whatever it is, but realistically, you never really expect them to hit the ground running because there's there's the big-eyed part that you got to go through. They're running around making mistakes, and so you know the truth as an organization. There's a lot of promise that you see, but there's so many things that rookies normally kind of mess up. But from day one, you could tell that they were not scared to be in this league. The game is not too big for them, and I think that's why you're seeing the success that they have, and that's why they're getting better every single week. You got a guy like Sauce who cherishes these moments to go against guys like Justin Jefferson and Diggs and Tyreek Hill and all the different guys, Jamar Chase and all the different guys that him and DJ Reed have had to play, and then Garrett Wilson just thriving. I mean, if you ask him, we should throw the ball 90 times a game, and you know, like you want guys who want the ball in the biggest moments, and but all our rookies, I feel like Jermaine's doing a great job. Michael Clemens is doing phenomenal. There's a lot of guys that we can speak for, but those two, they've been. I mean, even Brees, missing him, but it just wasn't big for him.
Robert, I know, I know it'll work itself out organically and stuff here, but you've seen more probably Mike White than any of us, considering you watch him every day in practice, camp, you review the film, all that stuff. Based off what you see, whether it's here or whether it's elsewhere, do you believe that this kid is a long-term answer for someone at quarterback? Like, does he have that potential?
Yeah, I feel like I've been vocal about that. I've been vocal about Joe Flacco too. That I think they're starters in this league. It's why we kept 3. You normally don't want to keep 3 on the active roster, and we kept 3 because we feel like we have 3 starter type quarterbacks, and what he's proving is that he can do it. And he proved it a little bit last year. He's proving it again this year. And it's really exciting for him to get this moment and get this opportunity to attack it and show that he's capable.
What has Bam shown you these last few weeks, and what changes now that Michael?
Bam, what he's shown is he's got juice. Like we talked about, I think his GPS hit 4.39 in the game on the long run on the sideline. Just pure gas. And in this time of year where legs get heavy and you've got a guy who can clock that on the GPS, it's going to show differently, which I think it does. But he runs with a physical mindset. He's hungry. He's young. He runs violently. And when he turns the corner and he sticks his foot in the ground, it's special.
So I was just gonna say, so has he earned a piece of the pie now that
Oh
Corey's
yeah.
back?
No, he's not going anywhere.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.